Bună salut to all my viewers! I hope you are ready, because it's time for another mechanization trip around the world. After the murderous North Korea and beautiful but also dangerous Australia, we are heading to Europe. In today's episode, the destination of our trip is Romania, the home country of famous vampire Count Dracula. But do not be afraid. Last year I was at the harvest season in Romania as a class selection operator, and I can assure you that Romania is not as gloomy and scary as shown in the Resident Evil Village game. In fact, it's a beautiful country with a lot of interesting tractor brands that you probably won't find anywhere else in the world, and many of them may surprise you. My name is Matheo, welcome to my channel. I am a farmer and tractor enthusiast from Poland. Today let me be your guide into this amazing world of tractors and heavy machinery. If you like this episode, be sure to leave a thumb up and subscribe to my channel in order not to miss any of my new videos. And now, without further ado, let's jump into a story. It's hard to imagine Romanian farming without a universal tractor brand. Or at least it was hard some time ago, because over time these tractors began to be replaced by larger brands, and now UTBs work rather on small family farms. The history of Uzina Traktorul Brazov, because that's the full name of this brand, began in 1925. The factory was initially established as a Romanian-French joint venture for the production of aircraft. After the end of World War II, the plant changed its production to tractors. The first Romanian tractor produced by UTB was the IRR-22, based on the German Hanomag R40. As Romania belonged to the Soviet sphere of influence at that time, the production of licensed tractors KD-35 and MTZ-2 was later also launched in the plant. The breakthrough came in 1960s with the arrival of UTB 600 series. These were really successful tractors by the standards of the Eastern Bloc. Just imagine a tractor from the second half of the 60s equipped with factory power steering or optional front-wheel drive, and that's all in a socialist communist country somewhere in the forgotten by God end of the Europe. The Romanian UTB plant was on a really high level of technological advancement compared to the other countries of Eastern Bloc, and it shouldn't be surprising that already in 1968 the cooperation between the Italian Fiat and Romanian UTB had started. As a result, a production of a whole range of tractors from the U400 to U1000 was started. In addition, some smaller models of Fiat tractors intended for export markets were also produced in Romania in order to reduce costs. The production of small tractors in Romania was simply cheaper for Italians than making them in their home country. At the same time, the proprietary design of the UTB 600 series was also developed and will be produced with minor modernizations for over 30 years. In addition to tractors, UTB also produced wheel loaders, hay and forage machines, and even heavy articulated tractors. I will say more. UTB even released its own C14 combine harvester. What's more, UTB also produced tractors for the American market under the Montana or Long brands. The same way also Polish-made Ursus tractors and FMZ Bison harvesters were imported to the United States. Unfortunately, the tough time for UTB came in the 90s. The demand for tractors has decreased. The factory was producing then only 4,000 tractors a year, when its production capacity was as high as 32,000 tractors annually. Landini tried to take over the company, but due to the disagreement with local authorities, the privatization didn't take place. The Indian brands, Mahindra and Sonalika tractors, also wanted to buy UTB. Unfortunately, these attempts also failed. Ultimately, the plant was sold to the Flavius Investment Fund in 2007, and unfortunately, the factory suffered a similar fate as the Warsaw Ursus plant in Poland. Its place has been transformed into the development land. I feel sorry for Universal. It used to be a really good, well-made tractors. I would like to be able to say that UTB was more lucky than Polish Ursus, but it seems that in this case, these stories turn out quite similar. After all, like our Polish Ursus in Poland, UTB also still has a devoted fan base in Romania, and they are considered iconic today. Many of UTB tractors still play the role of the main workhorse in most smaller farms, which I could see for myself when I was in Romania last year. Maybe not tractors, but we can't ignore Romanian combine harvesters. Apart from UTB, the main plant producing combine harvesters in Romania was the Semanatoarea. The production started in 1969. The first models were based on the Italian Laverda M120 license. On the basis of this model, a series of Gloria C12 and CP12 combines, powered by Perkins engines, was created. Then it was time for modernization, which brought the C80, C70 and C14 models, the improved version of C12. Next, in the 1980s, the SEMA series also joined the family with the largest model of the series, the SEMA 140M, which had a 5.6 meter wide header and a grain tank with a capacity of almost 6,000 liters. In the 90s, company suffered bankruptcy due to the bad management, but put itself back together quite fast and reassumed production with a new, modernized series of Dropia combines, which looked really modern. Combine harvesters in this form were manufactured for almost 10 years, but at the end, the factory was closed and it suffered a similar fate as the UTB. It is only worth adding that apart from combine harvesters, the Semanatoarea plant also created the Gloria CARP4 self-propelled corn cob harvester, the self-propelled License Gloria KS6 beet harvester, as well as numerous attachments such as headers and generally lots of smaller agriculture equipment. Before the pandemic in 2019, the industry media circulated information about the new Romanian tractor project. Developed from scratch in Romania, the Irum Tagro is a 102 horsepower tractor that was intended to be a Romanian export bestseller comparable to the success of the Dacia cars. An inexpensive tractor with a Fiat powertrain engine meeting the stage 4 emission standard, which is supposed to cost around 30,000 euro, could be found quite nicely, especially in the east part of the Europe, where a lot of farmers are looking for affordable tractors for smaller farms. As far as I know, the project is still on sale. Last year they even got a new engine with a new exhaust emission standard, but during my travels around Europe, I have never seen these tractors live. Irum has dealerships in many countries, including Poland, but it seems that they are focusing more on selling forestry machinery, which is a very important part of Irum portfolio. Irum brand was founded in 1950s, and from the very beginning, it was involved in the production of forestry tractors. At the end of the 90s, the company was privatized and started assembling tractors under the license of the Belarusian MTZ, under the Irum Tag brand. Today the company employs 500 people and it looks like it's developing quite well. You can say that Valtec is a bit like Romanian version of Finnish Valtra. At least that's what you can think of when looking at the name. The brand doesn't produce tractors on its own, but only distributes tractors produced by other manufacturers under its own Valtec brand in Romania. Under the Valtec brand, you can find, for example, Turkish Hatat tractors, which are produced in Turkey and based on old Valtra structures. There are also Turkish Tuber and Argentinian giant Spawny Zanello Zimbru sold under the Valtec brand in Romania. As I am Polish, I cannot forget to mention that Polish Crystal tractors produced in Sieradz were also distributed under the Valtec brand in Romania for many years, but this cooperation ended a few years ago. There was also another Polish tractor brand sold in Romania by Valtec, Farmer from Sokółka, but this company was also closed a few years ago and its production was moved to Ukraine, but I don't know if they still produce tractors. It is worth mentioning that Valtec also offers a wide range of accompanying machines, mainly imported from Turkey. Well, to be honest with you, I haven't known this brand until I went to Romania last year and I learned about its existence from local farmers, so in this case, it's definitely true that travels broaden the mind. When such a state colossus with feet of clay like UTB was on the verge of collapse, the private initiative got a chance to grow. In the 90s, a small Romanian company GEDA Prodexim bought the rights to produce the iconic UTB 650M tractor, which was one of the most famous and most popular models of all UTB portfolio. The tractor has been modernized, and over the years, the GEDA brand portfolio has also been expanded by larger tractors based on UTB models, modernized with components from well-known Western manufacturers such as Deutz, Perkins, Cummins or Daimler. Today the company probably does not operate anymore because it's hard to find any fresh traces of their activity. No new offers, their website is down, so I'm afraid that unfortunately this Romanian brand has also gone down in history. A very similar backstory stands behind the Romanian brand MAT. This plant was established in the 19th century and from the very beginning they were engaged in the production of carts and small agricultural equipment. The company also had an episode with tractors that were initially redesigned Universal tractors and also had a collaboration with the Turkish tractor brand Armatrak that resulted in the creation of the MAT 8100 Plus tractor. The company's website on the internet is still operational and they even have some tractors on it, so it's highly probable that the MAT Craiova still works, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe someone from Romania who is watching this video could verify this information for us. And that's all for today's episode. Let me know in the comments what other countries and tractor brands should I cover in the next episodes. If you like this video, be sure to leave a thumb up and subscribe to my channel in order not to miss any of my next episodes. And now thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!